Okay, so tonight I decided to switch gears and try this new game called AER. Now, this has been released, I think, for about a year or so, something along that line. I just happened to take a look at it really quickly, and I was really struck by this one's overall look. And it does have controller support, which is kind of cool. I never really realized that about Steam before, that there would be that many games supporting it. That's how out of touch I am, and how much of a casual gamer I really am. Basic settings, you got gameplay, video, audio sort of options in here, which is pretty cool. It's got some different things in here that are kind of interesting. I guess this character can turn into a bird, and it has a few other things in there that are kind of cool. There's a compass and some other stuff, but it's pretty simple. It's got some settings for video and audio in there. Seems fairly simplistic. And it was on sale today, this weekend on Steam. You know, part of me really wants to read these things. You know, and it kind of harkens back to being a voice actor. You see text on there, like, I kind of want to build a character around this. Okay, so it's a lot of reading, no voiceover on this. Kind of old school. Oh, wow. Okay, so the movement on this one is pretty fast. It moves pretty quickly. So it's sort of a 3D explorational game. There's the compass back. Okay, no jumping per se. It's got kind of a cool... Oh, okay. Oh, so this is like a tutorial to begin with. Okay. The camera's a little wonky here. Controls are a little weird. So I don't know if that's like I'm actually not hitting the direction and I just keep walking. Visually this is really nice, a little simplistic. The overall controls are a little weird. May have to go back in and take a look at them. It does not play as seamlessly as far as movement. A little jerky. Okay. No way to move. Oh, there is a way to move the camera. Okay. So you can move the camera to face where you're actually looking, which is when the shoulder buttons. That's cool. Oh. The tablet is really worn. A part of the text is unreadable. In the land of the gods, there were three houses, slumbering in eternal skies. Okay. Somebody had mentioned that there were some bugs in this game, as far as, not like enemies, but like programming bugs. I think that rock was one of them. Kind of weird. Okay. Wow. That's trippy. That's no good if that's what starts happening with the game. This is definitely one. Music score is really nice. I wonder how difficult this is going to be to keep the play going. It seems like this one may have actually been better programmed for a keyboard. Because the camera is fairly Yeah, like I literally let up on the controls. It still kept going. And I'm supposed to make it across there. Yeah. Well, this one might be more of a frustrating game than anything. You know, it's weird. Lighting's okay. I mean, the character design is actually not bad looking. But I'm not holding anything, and I'm just sliding across the entire thing. That's wild. Okay. So there's definitely some. I mean, this is one of those ones that I bought out of curiosity, not that I felt like I was going to be able to play through the whole thing, because sometimes, like when you see something like this, you know, it. For me, I like the visual style. I think it's very beautifully done. I'm a sucker for things that glow in the dark. Really great lighting and particle effects and stuff. But I've so far managed to read one broken tablet and turn around here. And it's just, I'm hoping that took way more effort than I thought it was going to. All right. Because the problem is, and I kind of needed to set up a camera on my controller just to show this off. There's some great foliage noise. That's cool. I mean, the design is really unique. It's really a beautiful looking game. But right there, I'm not actually pushing forward at all. And I'm just moving in. It's like a Bethesda game. That's not a compliment. Okay. The memory of light in our heart, shining within the name of Kara. Her lantern guided and protected us when the world shattered, and we became the people of the sky. I don't know why, but whenever I see stuff like that, I really want to read it like, sort of like Sean Connery, like the memory of a light in our heart, shining with the name of Kara. Her lantern guided and protected us when the world shattered, and we became the people of the sky. It's so weird. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like maybe like an early N64 platformer. And there's actually a game, I don't remember if, I think it's on the GameCube, and you play a Native American character, and it's I don't remember the name of it. I think I tried to scrub my mind of it. I found it somewhere on sale for $1.95, and it was one that I just hadn't added to my game collection, and I have it. It's actually stored. It's not even out on display on my shelf. Oh, there's another one to read. So it seems like, oh wow, don't be staring at the camera. Let's see what this one is. Enter the Hall of Memory, where sleeps the light of Kara. It never went out while she was alive. Ask, and maybe it will shine forth to answer you. All right, let's go ask. See, and it's dodgy, weird, like hit detection. I do admit that, you know, again, the design is really beautiful. It has some good things going for. Oh, see, that's actually cool. I don't mean to run toward it. I meant to walk toward it. I may have to try this again. Oh wow, it's like floating musical notes in the air. That's actually rather, I actually like that quite a bit. Okay. She's a gelfling. She's got 3 fingers. Kind of hope the Dark Crystal makes a better game than this, but okay, that was kind of cool. Like a port key out of Harry Potter. Oh, all right. So if other people died, am I supposed to get out of here? Okay, am I seeing my eyes flashing before my Oh, hey, well, that's blocked off. All right. I don't want to get hit by a rock. This is another one of those games. It's kind of creepy, actually. It's another one of those games where there's no life bar. And, oh. Alright. Well, that was depressing. Let's go this way then. It's kind of a neat effect. Okay, I guess this is water. So, something happened. Well, these lanterns will burn long enough to guide the young pilgrim. Okay. That's maybe something that should have been not right there. Okay. So it's just like growing around me here. So I'm using that clue. I guess I'm going along here. Oh, gotta go into the light. I unlocked an achievement. Light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. Oh, alright. Let's see here. Like 12 minutes into the game. It's okay. Again, it's, you know, like, I wonder if, like, I think I'm gonna have to, like, oh, well, here's a guy. Oh, okay, so it's an old guy, so, ah, you made it out, okay? Thank the gods you're all right. What happened in there? I thought the worst was when the cave collapsed. Is that the lantern? Strange. That lantern is an ancient artifact called Kara's light. Somehow it shines for you. It's the first time in generations. Keep it safe for now. I'll stay here to investigate the shrine. Meanwhile, you should continue your pilgrimage. There's a village over by the lighthouse. Just follow the kites to get there. Talk to Diana when you arrive. She will tell you where to go next. Ah. When jumping, A transform. Okay, which one's A? Oh. Oh, I'm a bird. Oh. Okay, that was cool. Huh. Alright. Okay, I know this is weird, but like, maybe there was just something wrong with that first level because now my controls are way better responsive. Ah, okay, well that's refreshing. Yeah, that's really weird. So I don't know if they had like the C crew programming that first level, but that was actually pretty painful to get through. Okay, so I guess I'm supposed to fly. X for flap. All right. I keep looking down because I'm not used to Xbox controllers. I've never actually owned an Xbox. I don't remember where the things are. You know, God help me if I play like a PlayStation. I think I've only ever played one twice. The original one. All right, so A. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Oh. That's actually really cool. So the controls are in reverse. I automatically wanted to bank. Okay, so running into a kite as a bird is not good. That was actually pretty stunning. That was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Sheep. Okay, so the controls are, they're still a little touchy, but not terrible. Okay, and right and left trigger for banking. Is this really, the concept's really cool, but okay, so follow the kites? Oh, okay. Oh, it's like wheat. It was like I sank into the ground. I thought, yeah, thinking about programming, I thought it was a broken part of the level. Okay, so that's the map. I guess the settlement is there? This is actually a very relaxing game in this respect. I think once you get used to the controls, not a real big deal. Okay. The flight on this is actually pretty freaking mind-blowing. This is really pretty trippy. I like this quite a bit. Considering everything else, yeah, this is really cool. This is also somewhat, you know, from a realistic standpoint, terrifying. Music's really nice too. Level design's interesting. Good to know. Okay, so I can't die if I hit the ground. We'll have none of that. A little glitchy on the camera there. So it's hard to figure out. Okay. Oh, so I can scroll on the camera, so I'm there. Alright. So it makes me feel like I'm not supposed to be in some of these areas. Like they're cool, you can land on there, but there seems to be like a little bit of camera control issue. Banking and dodging is actually nuts in here. I think I need to go there. Oh, and then on the tree. Okay, you know what? I'm not used to the controls, so there is a camera angle on here. That's nice. Again, having not read any of the instructions, this must be the lighthouse. It doesn't seem to do anything right now. I should come back later. Pretty standard RPG sort of a thing. Okay, I guess we'll remember that. Oh, there it goes. Not touching it, and I just keep walking. That is really frustrating because this is really an interesting concept, and graphically, like I've said, it's really nice looking. It just has a weird bit of a technical thing going on for it. Hello, fellow avian fruits, or whatever you are. This part is pretty damn awesome. The fact that you can change back to a person in mid-flight is really cool. And it's weird, you know, I mean, there's definitely like a... Okay, so maybe I'm supposed to go this way. Okay, there's definitely more stuff over there. So, you know, it's not like Panzer Dragoon or something like that where you're on a rail at all. This is truly being able to fly around wherever you need to. There's some stuff there. I always wonder about the games that don't have a life bar like that. Like, it doesn't give me any reason to really learn how to land better or anything. You know, the overall aesthetic is, like I've said, really beautiful. Flat colors are cool and everything else like that, but it has a weird, almost Looney Tunes kind of feel to it, which isn't a bad aesthetic. A little bit of clipping there. Missed that. What's this? My name is Aram, and I was there on the day of the Great Divide. My youngest child was ill, and I asked the spirit animals for help. When I prayed by the shrine of Eloquai, a terrible brightness pierced the air, and the land trembled and screamed. In terror, I took flight and watched with eagle eyes as the land broke into pieces which crumbled and turned to dust. Only one place seemed calm. I flew there and perched on it, horror-struck. It was the lighthouse. You know, it has a weird kind of Native American feel to it. Read part 2. Oh, look, I'm going to moonwalk right off that thing. Oh, look at that. It's like I defying gravity. Let's see here. The lighthouse was surrounded by a golden shimmer that warmed and soothed me. I saw the priestess Kara pass by me, weeping. She held a lantern key, such as they make in the city of Urza. But the lantern was dead. The shimmer came from Kara herself, dwindling as I watched. She descended the lighthouse, and I saw that many spirit animals had gathered around the tower, watching. When Kara came to them, they bowed their heads, and then left as if at an unspoken signal. Alright. That story's not too bad. You just slide into that. Alright. Part of this may be my own ineptitude in controlling this game. But Kara then looked at me and said, "You're Aram? I know you, and we need to talk." I found my voice and asked, "What has happened to the world, Kara?" She was silent for a moment and then said, "A great danger has gone, but also a great light. It's time we gather all who are lost so that we may find a way for our people to live in peace with the world again." Ever since then, I have been flying from one broken island to another to tell the lost people that there is a new home, to lead them here where we, in time, may heal again, where my youngest can regain her strength. Well, seems like a pretty epic story. So, this strikes me as the kind of game where I'm definitely going to have to be doing a lot of exploration. I guess it's a good thing. Alright, so clearly there's more this direction. Kind of bank left and right there. That's cool. Oh, wow. It's actually really cool because there is quite a bit of area to explore. Windsong Falls. Okay, so the map expands as you go on, which is cool. Okay, so, yeah, you can get pretty good at aiming. And sliding. It's so weird. That's the only thing I'm not a fan of so far, is that the controls are definitely buggy. Whoa. Glowy brick. Can't even stand on you if I'm supposed to do anything. Guess not. Let's just fly over here to this fancy place. You know, from an environmental point, I keep wondering to myself, like, how exactly do these falls work? You know, from a fantasy standpoint, they're gorgeous. But how do they work? Is my question. I probably just watched that like, am I going to smack something and die? And it's terrible to be that way. I think because hi, giant bird. Oh, that's refreshing. It's not attacking me. So this is definitely like one of those games you just play and chill. I like games like this. This one though, just because the controls are a little nuts. You know, even like now I'm 26 minutes or so into the game, and the camera is nice, but everything has a little bit of a jerky speed to it. The only thing that's really super exhilarating, and I will say this, is the flying. Once you start to get the hang of it, it's actually really cool. Again, that's just one aspect of the game. Okay, so I've discovered something new there. Looking at the map. Okay, so there's different areas to go to and look for, and looks like some sort of draft. Oh! So I don't want to do that. There's nothing but an ether below me. So I don't know if I'm supposed to complete this or what I'm doing. There's not a lot of direction in this. Okay, so the snow kind of heading toward the north. That's cool. There's kind of an interesting looking land. So the zoom in and draw out on this is kind of bizarre. Okay, well there's some funny writing. Let's see what this is about. In the belly of the beast. Achievement unlocked. Once when the gods were still awake, some animals gathered to talk. A hare said, "The grass is not as green as it was." A bear said, "The honey does not flow as it used to." A wolf said, "There are less deer to hunt." And the deer said, "Well, I do my best." An eagle said, "The lands have become smaller." A crane said, "The humans write less and argue more." An owl said, "There is a darkness deeper than the night, and it grows." At this, the other animals fell silent, and the wind howled around them. It really, that aspect right there really does push it over into sort of a Native American. I mean, you can see it from the overall design of the character. And honestly, this is the crazy part. Like, I could see where visually, you know, if I hadn't gotten this on sale, I'd probably be a little bit upset because the controls are weird and dodgy, but it just breaks my heart because visually it's not bad looking at all. It's really inventive, it's really cool, and the flying aspect is really pretty amazing. And had it actually been this for the majority of the game, there's a game on the Sega 32X, which most people probably aren't familiar with, called Colibri, and you play a hummingbird. And this was back when Sega was doing its ecologically message sort of things, like Eco the Dolphin and stuff. And it didn't have flight patterns like this. It was more of a side-scrolling shooter. But see, now this is interesting, like not being able to see the land and stuff like that, and let's see, make the wind look like lasers. Praise the spirits of the lands, the souls shining through the veil as pale stars, and the animals walking the earth in daylight. Remember the gods that once guarded the lands. May they find a new home amidst the stars. Sing of the great dreamer that sleeps in eternity. May she dream of good times forever and ever. Let a spirit kindly touch this stone. May it guide our people with the wisdom of the priestess then and now. That sounds like metaphysical stuff you can buy at a truck stop in Missouri. I'm not even joking. Go to like any one of those truck stops and pick up those like cast porcelain wolf sculptures and tell me that's not written on the bottom of those things. So I did not address this at first. One of the reasons I'm actually playing this game is because I wanted a small break. That last bit of a puzzle in Limbo has the ones with the weights. Jeez, that thing was like driving me crazy. I think I just needed to take a break and try something different. I don't know that I'll keep playing this game. It really just depends. Mainly on, depends on whether or not I can get past these wonky controls. So I have a feeling that the game was primarily designed for the whole flight aspect, because it seems to be the one thing that is the most well done. I would have been interested, and maybe there is some effect that the wind has on flying. I didn't really feel it, which is a little bit disappointing. Sometimes for me, like, not that I'm expecting everything to be realistic, but it is a fantasy game. And such that being, like I would expect, like, okay, maybe it's a bit more challenging in this area to fly. Maybe there's other things out there. And even then, the way, like, there's a few things in there, if we want to talk about game-specific aspects, that take me out of it a little bit. The animation on this is a little strange, not just because of how the camera controls, but it's one of those things where I've gotten to really appreciate that. Like, things like that probably shouldn't happen right up close with the camera. And, I understand working in a 3D world is a little bit more difficult to work with and that sort of thing, and I get that. But there's so much potential in this title that as far... The goal is definitely in sight of what they wanted to do, but see, even this, it seems like it's really easy to get off track on where you're heading. And maybe some of this is just because I'm not used to really doing the 3D platform thing on here. It can get a little disorienting trying to fly through these things. And it's weird too, because it seems like at one point you're almost going at breakneck speed on some of these. Alright, so is there anything here? No. I actually enjoy these levels here, not just because of the visibility factor, but had I read these? I don't know if I read these guys or not. There wasn't anything here. Oh no, I think I did. So, I mean, overall, not a bad thing. I think I got it for $1.99, seriously. And I am not going to joke. I was sold on it because of the look. The overall graphic presentation of it was really cool. But you need a lot more than just that. And anybody that plays any kind of game knows that. I mean, and there's just little weird hiccupy things in this. Like, again, not touching the controller right now, and it's moving. And I really wanted to like this game, and there are elements of it that I really do enjoy. And the color palettes, the design, all that stuff is really strong. It's beautifully done. I would buy an art book on this, but I probably won't spend a bunch of time playing this sort of thing. So, unfortunately, now as far as art movements and stuff like that, it does have a lot of that sort of pop art feel to it, at least as far as simplification and definitely running with things like a Native American motif and using it in a more generalized sort of fantasy setting, which is always disappointing to me. First of all, there's no such thing as a general Native American sort of mythology. Just like you wouldn't say that about Egypt, Babylonia, places like that. This is definitely harking to elements of it, and it's really pretty cool. It takes it in a sort of weird, you know, science, I wouldn't say science fiction, but it looks like a lost civilization sort of type of thing. And I always get upset because something like this, had this been staunchly, you know, set in a, you know, Mesoamerican or northern native sort of concept, this could have worked where maybe it was a mythological take on, you know, a tribe that lived out in the plains of Kansas or in Oklahoma or something, and maybe introduce this as something through a veil, through another fantastic sort of window of thought or, you know, overall representation. And I always feel like games like this, I can see where the aspirations were, I can see what they were trying to do, but it's so heartbreaking to see it, you know, just not really meet where it needed to be, or, you know, come to full fruition. And, you know, I don't know much about the company that developed this or the developers. I can say that through it, in any weird way, if they happen to catch this video, what are the chances of that? You know, beautiful job in art direction, great concept and idea, but maybe just a little bit more of everything. The flight is definitely the best part. So as I sail off here into a big pink beyond, I'm going to go ahead and finish playing this game for now. And I'll try a different game and see how that one goes. Because this was not being one that I would really want to play through. I just couldn't really see where this would go very far. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And in the next video, I will try some other games that I am a bit more familiar with. Really not responding. There we go. That's weird. Oh, those were clouds. I guess I just fall forever. Oh. I guess you can die. That's an even better ending. See you guys next time.